Hello friends, welcome to Yoga with Ashish. I am Ashish, and today we're on our final video of the Chakra series. This is the seventh chakra, which is the Sahasrara Chakra. It is the crown chakra. The Sahasrara Chakra is all about the ether. It gives us this rush of inspiration. There is no dosha or no element that's tied to it. Its color is white, the form of pure color, the purity sense of it. So we are always receiving messages, but most of the time our minds are too distracted to listen. Key is to allow the crown to open to receive universal messages. When your crown chakra is open, you're tapped into a limitless source of inspiration. The well of creativity never runs dry as long as you stay tuned to it. You are connected to a source that is so much more expressive than you are. When it's in balance, there's a strong sense of connection and enlightenment and there's spiritual bliss. When it's out of balance, there's a disconnection from that highest self. You go about life without creativity, without any inspiration. You may have rigid thoughts. You may have depression and confusion. An imbalanced Sahasrara chakra may result in muscular disease, exhaustion, and sensitivity to light and sound. Some of the physical symptoms when the energy in the Sahasrara chakra or crown chakra is depleted is that you are unable to seek inspiration from a higher source, and you look to others for answers and ideas. You are disconnected from the highest self. On the flip side, when you have a lot of it, you may feel as if your head is in the clouds, and you may neglect your physical needs. An overly open head chakra may also contribute to egotism or feeling superior over others. To balance the Sahasrara chakra, restorative yoga is one way. Would encourage you to practice meditation twice a day for at least 20 minutes each time. It requires a lot of stillness to tune into this higher sense of wisdom. For more, see the chakra balancing video sequences on my website. As I said earlier, when there's downloads that are coming through, and if we're in tune with it, we'll receive ideas, we'll get those ideas flowing into us. And so when the downloads do come through, be prepared to write, because specific downloads rarely occur again. Surrender to the act of receiving the higher source of energy. Ever thought, hey, I had this brilliant idea, sleeping at 3 o'clock in the morning, woke up and I had this brilliant idea. And then I went back to sleep, and I don't remember what it is, but I remember it as a brilliant idea. Keep that notepad next to your desk, next to your bed, and write it down, because it's not coming back again. Aside from that, do what makes you feel expansive. Get lost in a song, in the dance, in the moment. Live in the moment. You've heard people say that over and over again. Live in the moment. Lose yourself in it. Jump in with both feet in, live 100%. And importantly also is release what no longer serves you, because that'll just hold you back. Lots of emotions, release them. Remind yourself how small you are. Spend time in the magnitude of nature. Have you ever been in a forest or by the ocean, and if you take a few minutes to just think about it, you are a little piece in this huge world. Remind yourself, keep yourself humble. From a nutrition perspective, enjoy mushrooms, garlic, ginger, onions. Lychee is a great fruit. Coconut is a great fruit as well. Enjoy those fruits. And lastly, from an affirmation perspective, think about this. I'm complete and one with the divine energy. The divine energy is there, whether we have our antennas out in the open or not, is all on us. But the divine energy is there. So feel yourself, say to yourself, I'm complete and one with the divine energy. Give yourself that so that you can allow your perceptory sensors to take those messages coming in and give yourself that creativity. So we'll start off, the next phase is we'll get into our exercises, into our yoga poses. And I invite you to come into seated. And we'll start off with bring our hands to the heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Gaze to the third eye. 3 deep breaths here. On the exhale, let's transition onto our fours and come into child's pose. As we come into our child's pose, bring the forehead, keep your feet together, bring the forehead to the ground, and the hands to the right of your legs, laying next to your legs. Deep breath in. On the exhale, let's bring our hands, we'll take a vinyasa flow. So we'll come, bring our hands to the mat, straighten up our back, come into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, move forward, bring ourselves down, cobra, and downward facing dog again. From here, walk yourself to the front of the mat into a forward fold. Remember, hinge, bend at the hinge, at the hips there to hinge yourself well. 3 deep breaths here. Hands could be either on the mat or cupped at the elbows, your yogi's choice. On the exhale, let's bring our hands to the heart, to the mat. And let's turn ourselves facing the short side of the long side of the mat. Let's take our hands to the mat, spread our legs hip width apart, and come into a leg stretch. Forward fold in here,
Your feet are about 4 feet apart, and as you're folded down at the hip, come as low as you can. Feel the stretch in your hamstrings. Straighten out that back. Bring your left hand to the center of the mat. And as you bring your left hand to the center of the mat, take your right hand to the top. Deep breath in here. Let's switch on the exhale. Bring the right hand to the mat. Left hand goes up to the ceiling. Three cycles here. On the exhale, let's come back to the mat. From here, we'll shift. We'll stay with the feet planted, but we'll take our right hand to the left side of the leg. Left hand goes up in the air towards the right side as we give ourselves this nice deep stretch. 3 cycles here. On the exhale, let's switch, taking the left hand to the right side of the foot, to the right foot. Left hand goes up in the air. Nice deep stretch. You feel the hamstring on your left leg stretch out more. On the exhale, come back to bringing your hands on the mat. From here, we'll take our hands and raise them to the back of our back, pulled up and bending forward. So forward fold with hands clasped up in the air. 3 cycles. On the exhale, release your hands slowly, very gently, very carefully. Bring them to the mat. And slowly you lower your knees onto the mat. And we'll come into a wide-legged child's pose. Bring your forehead to the mat. Two deep breaths here. On the exhale, raise yourself up slowly onto your elbows. Bring those knees together. And let's come into a seated position. And we'll slowly transform into Shavasana. We've had a lot of deep stretches done. So as we keep our gravity down, bring our head down to the mat. 3 deep breaths here. On the next exhale, let's come into bridge pose by bringing our feet to the mat. as close to our sit bones as we can get them to. Raise the chest up to the chin, clasp the hands below, pull them together, squeeze the shoulder blades, face the chins forward, chest towards your chin. 3 deep breaths here. And on that exhale, let's lower ourselves down back into Shavasana. 1 deep breath here before we roll up and sit into easy pose. Let's take that left hand, bring it to the right side of your shoulder with your left leg sitting up, and let's come back into seated easy pose. As we come into seated, I encourage you to bring your hands up towards your heart, and let's just take a deep breath cycle here. For this mudra here, let's take the pinky finger and the crown and the thumbs together into a crown. Raise this mudra to about 6 inches above the head, and let breathe in 3 breath cycles. Gaze third eye, eyes closed. On the exhale, let's bring our hands to the knees, and we will go into a meditation. We will do a short version of this meditation. It's the Om meditation. And as I'll walk you through this meditation, we'll take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, we'll recite Om. Aum. Envision the sound moving up your spinal cord from the base, traveling up through the chakras, through the crown, and leaving the crown. Mudra, Yogi's choice. I am simply going to sit with my back straight, and we will do 3 Om chants. For a full 21 length Om chant, please go to my video on the website, and you'll have a guided meditation mantra there for Om. Let's take a deep breath in. On the exhale, Aum. Close your eyes, third eye gaze.
With that, friends, I invite you to feel the sound vibrations that have been created in the body, and just feel the presence of the vibrations. As we come to bring this chakra series to an end, I'll end by saying thank you very much for joining me on this chakra series. And there is a full 7-series chakra practice on the website for your practice. So for now, friends, thank you very much for joining me on the chakra series. It has been my pleasure to take you through this journey. The light in me bows down to the light in you. Namaste.